about errors which may occur in English while you are speaking or while you are writing. Now those errors can be in any form. Errors can occur in tenses, they can occur in conjunctions while we are using adjectives or adverbs, or most commonly errors occur in tense and prepositions. Why? Because people usually have the habit of converting Hindi to English, and accordingly they make use of prepositions, or accordingly they make use of the words which when you convert from Hindi to English change. But if you're not aware about the rules, people will definitely make mistakes, and therefore it leads to error in English where grammatically you are not making correct sentences. So in this video we will be focusing on errors in articles. Now we know that articles are a, and the, and these articles are used before nouns. So here there is no such definition of articles, but we can say the articles are a and the. These are my three articles, a and the, and these articles, they are used before noun. My articles are used before noun. Now, using these articles in sentences is alright, but we need to make sure that we are using correct type of article before a particular type of noun. So here we are going to discuss the various areas where people may go wrong, and we need to specially focus on that area so that we must avoid that mistake by learning the rules and by understanding each and every concept. So the first concept is that we make use of the article a and an depending upon the sound of the verb. So first concept is that a and an should be used depending upon the sound of the word. Why I am saying so that we should use depending upon the sound of the word? Because there are exceptions in that which we are going to understand in this video. Now first let us say that we are talking about article a. Now when a is used before a noun, it is when we are making use of consonants. When my word has the first letter as a consonant, in that case we make use of a. A is used for describing a single unit. Whenever I have to describe a single unit, I make use of a. This is my first criteria, and my second criteria is that it is used before consonants. These are the two criteria for using a, that whenever my word has a letter beginning with a consonant, I make use of a, and then I also have to make sure that I am using a single unit. If there are more than two units, then we may not make use of a, instead we can make use of the. So here the examples can be a boy, a workshop, a pair of shoes. Why over here I am saying a pair of shoes? Because here I am not talking about shoes, but I am talking about the pair, and that is only one. So when I say one pair of shoes, that becomes a pair of shoes. Then I say a cycle, a dress. So here I can see that B, P, C, W, D, all my words are beginning with consonants, and here I know that there is only one boy who I am talking about, there is only one cycle that I am talking about, there is only one dress that I want, right? So there's a single unit for each, and therefore I am making use of the consonant a. And then when I say an, for an, again, first criteria is that it should be a single unit. Second criteria is that it is used before vowels. And my vowels are A, E, I, O, U. I make use of article an before my vowels. Now this was a simple introduction of article a and an. Now comes the area where people can go wrong. So here when I say that a and an should be used depending upon the sound of the verb. Now here the sound is boy. I get the sound B. Here if I say, the examples are an egg, an umbrella, an owl, or I can say an apple. Now here I am getting the sound of egg, that is E. Here I am getting the sound of a. If I am saying umbrella, I do not say umbrella, I say umbrella. I am getting the sound of a, and a is again a vowel. Then I say owl, O. I say apple, a. So all these are the sounds of vowels, so I am using an before them. Now comes my exception. And what is my exception? That there are some vowels which sound like consonants. There are some vowels which sound like consonants, and there are some consonants which sounds like vowel. So according to the sound, then we focus on the sound, and thereby we make use of the article a or an depending upon the sound. For example, I say r. I do not say har. I say r. And r, here H O U R sounds like ARE, right? It sounds like R. And here over here is my vowel. I know that before vowel I make use of the article an. So similarly, before R I will make use of an, even though my letter is a consonant in the beginning, but since I am focusing on the sound and it sounds like a vowel, therefore before that I will be making use of a vowel. I say honorable man. When I am saying honorable man, here honorable sounds like O, right? Honorable sounds like O. I am getting the sound of O. I know O is my vowel, therefore I will make use of an. An, honorable, and R. So these are some of the exceptions of, I can say, consonants, where consonants can be used as a vowel. They sound like a vowel, and therefore we make use of the article an. Next we will be talking about the vowels which sound like consonants. So some examples can be, I say universe. When I am talking about the word universe, I know that the first letter is U, and then just like we all have read the rule, that the rule is that before vowels we make use of article an, and directly one can see that there is a vowel and you write an over here. But the moment you write an over here, your article will be wrong. Why? Because U over here is like Y-O-U, and Y is a consonant. So instead of an, I will say a universe, right? When I say European country, when I am saying European country, again Euro is again similar to U, right? I will say a European country instead of an European country. So this is the first place where generally people make mistakes because they are used to the idea of that before consonants we make use of article a and before vowels we make use of the article an. But that is wrong. We first have to focus on the sound. If it sounds like a vowel, you have to make use of an, and if it is sounding like a consonant, then we have to place a before that word. Now let us understand some more areas where there can be common mistakes while using the errors, and that error can be that whenever we are mentioning a particular number, in that case we do not make use of a or an, rather we just place that particular number. Now for a and an, generally the number will be 1. So the second concept is that we use 1 or more. We use 1 or more rather than a or an for particularly mentioning the number. When we are particularly mentioning the number, in that case we make use of 1 instead of mentioning a or an. For example, I say that there is an exit in the theatre. Or if I say there is only an exit in the theatre, does my sentence correct? Does my sentence sound correct? No, the statement over here is wrong. And why my statement is wrong? Because I say there is only, with only I do not use of a or I do not make use of an. Rather I say there is only one exit in the theatre. And when I say only one exit, it makes my sentence sound correct and it makes my sentence meaningful without any mistake. So this was the error in the usage of a or an, that when we are particularly focusing on a number, we do not mention a or an, we just directly write that number. Now the third area where commonly mistakes can be made is that whenever we are making use of superlatives, with superlatives always use article the. With superlatives we always make use of article the. With superlatives we never use a or an. And there are some superlatives in which even the is not used, but when required we will make use of the and not any other article. Example, I say, if I say this is a best movie I have seen so far. When I'm saying this is the best movie I have seen so far, my sentence is wrong because best over here comes under the category of superlatives. And I said that whenever we are making use of superlatives, we do not make use of the. With superlatives, I will say the best will be the correct formation of my sentence, that this is the best movie I have seen so far. So remember that with superlatives my article will always be the. For example, I say the house located at the corner is a farthest house from mine. When I say the house located at the corner is a farthest, now est I know is the superlative form of far. So farthest over here is my superlative, and with superlative we do not make use of a. Instead we will say the farthest house from mine, which will make my sentence correct. So this is another area where people can go wrong, but if we consider the rule, then we will never make such mistakes. Now the next error can be in usage of a and per. Usage of a and per can be quite confusing for some people, but remember that we do not make use of per, but instead we make use of a. For example, like it is rupees 25 a kg. I do not say per kg, I say rupees 25 a kg. Or I say she can run at the rate of 100 meters an hour, right? So 100 meters an hour. I cannot say per hour. So avoid using per. Avoid using per and instead make use of a. Example over here can be that I can run at speed of 100 meters an hour. Just an example, 100 meters an hour, my sentence is correct. But when I say apples these days cost rupees 100 per kg. When I say rupees 100 per kg, it is wrong. I will say rupees 100 a kg, and that becomes my correct formation of sentence. So now next, the fifth area where error can occur is that I said that we make use of the only with the superlatives, right? But the can also be used with positive words. The can be used with positive words. And when they can be used with positive words, when we are particularly focusing on some exceptions, right? Or when we are particularly focusing on some kind of generalization. So when we focus on generalization, or we talk about some exceptions. Some exceptions can be like some kind of inventions or discoveries. Like I say that, for example, when I'm talking about some particular, like I talk about body parts. So when I particularly talk about body part, it becomes the hair, the eyes, right? Or when I'm talking about inventions. So when particularly I'm just discussing about the inventions, then I will say the telephone or the bulb, right? When I particularly say that who invented the bulb, I will not say who invented a bulb. I will say who invented the bulb. So I know that the bulb was invented by Thomas Edison. Then I say the telephone. Example can be the telephone was invented by Graham Bell, right? Or I can say the Wright brothers invented the aeroplane. Understood what I am trying to say? That when we are particularly focusing on the thing that was first invented. Now there are numerous telephones, right? Various varieties, various types, various editions of telephones. But the first is very important. And the first was invented by Graham Bell. Then these days there are a lot of companies creating aeroplanes. But the first aeroplane was invented by Wright brothers. So I'm focusing on the generalization or some exception that was made, right? The invention of bulb, invention of telephones, invention of computers, that was the exception that came into life. So when we are talking about that kind of exceptions, in that case we make use of the. So in this video we have focused on the errors which may occur when we are using articles, and then I have discussed with you various areas where there are certain rules which we need to focus in order to avoid those errors. So the more you practice, the more you learn, the better you will be in English, and we can become master only by practicing. So keep practicing and keep learning.